Nice.
Good morning! Welcome back to a new video. As you can see, we are in our storage room, and yeah, this basement hatch is our project today. And we've been walking over these woods for a while, and actually these woods are meant for the door. So these are gonna make our door for the to the entrance to our mudroom, that door in between, and we're gonna put the other door further, as we have explained before. So we need these wood gone from here, and currently they're closing up this hatch and keeping the cold from coming up. In here is 10 degrees, down there is 5 degrees, so we do not want all that cold to come out. It warms up the basement, but worst thing is it cools down the house. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the hatch. So we've been putting this aside, even though it's quite an easy project to get it done. A reason is we're gonna make it with an actuator, because we don't want a visible handle, and we want it to open with a press of a button. It's actually gonna be wireless buttons. It's gonna be 2 buttons. One's gonna be emergency downstairs, just so you don't get locked in. I think I also might put a button downstairs, just a physical button. And then it's going to be an upstairs one, so you can just press a button and it opens it all the way. So yeah, this is an actuator, and the thing we're missing is the button itself, the wireless controller. It's been in transit for quite a while, and we need to check if it hasn't got lost. We might need to order a new one. So yeah, that's what the reason is. But we're going to just build the hatch, attach it on the hinges, and for now we're just going to open it manually, and then we're going to attach the actuator with the button once it all arrives. But for now, it's just going to be a manual job. So let's get started, remove these woods and measure it out and go get that hatch done.
I've written the numbers so they go like,
yeah, they're gonna follow the pattern.
Yeah, so those are completely for another project.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds easy. Potatoes! We haven't even eaten like barely anything of our potatoes. That's actually a pretty big opening. We have been like going like this much.
Tiny opening.
Tiny opening we've been using for now. Nice.
we did a test fit without these boards, so without attaching them all together, and it was fitting pretty good, but the hardest thing is alignment and making it all look flush, but I don't think we're gonna get it perfect flush. We just kind of have to get the holes looking more or less equal and of actually fitting in, because currently, yeah, that's what we need to fight. And also these need to not bother the stairs, because the stairs are gonna be holding the floor. So yeah, it's a big mess in that way, but other than that, it feels really solid and it looks really nice. We just have to kind of make it work right now. We are detaching this because it was too far in and it was sitting on the stairs. And I wanted this side to be flush and this side to have a bit of a step down, because we do have not the straightest line there. Even though we follow the full straight line and they look all flush, they still have a bit of a wiggle in them, and somehow we did not check that. So yeah, kind of our fault. We just did it by the eye and not actually having like even the laser we could have had the laser line and would have followed that. But yeah, let's unscrew this a bit and try to align them a bit better, and then we can start attaching it all together and hopefully it fits.
Now it's nice.
What is number 8? What?
Other way.
What do you mean other way?
Other way. I started doubting myself for a second. Okay.
You need to close it. I can't do this.
It's too big on the end.
Yeah, that's what I was scared of. You hear me?
Yeah,
How much?
barely.
Wow.
Scream.
Ah! I joke. Ah!
I can hear you. So how do we know how much do we need to cut?
I'm doing it by the eye.
Probably need to find a way before we close it. Did that. Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Wow. So it is done. As you can see, we have finished it. The hatch is closed. Now you can walk comfortably over it. It is very stable, same as the floor, of course. There's no problem with flexing or anything. It's a lot better, of course, than we left the same exact piece following all the way through. It looks so much cleaner and more flush. You can't make it really that flush. I don't know how we could do it really like closed up, but I think that will be too tight. And also wood does expand and contract on different moistures and temperatures. so you can't make it too tight, otherwise you're not going to be able to open it. But I think it is pretty good for what it is. We could put a carpet on top if you really want a secret entrance, but realistically it doesn't need to be secret. And the fact that we're going to make it with an actuator means that there's no handles and you can't physically open. Plus the actuator is like a lock, so you can't pull the screw. It's not like a cylinder, you can't just pull it. It needs to spin open. So yeah, an actuator cannot be forced open that easily. You'll pull the screws before you pull the actuator to go apart. And the only problem is that it's flexing a bit, so from this corner to this corner. So if you put this corner down, that one comes up. So that is because we got some second grade wood at the start here, and the second grade wood had a bit of warp in it. If you cut it in small pieces, it's no problem. If we had these pieces locked down, like screwed down, they would be flush and perfect, no problem. But once you're giving them this much flex ability, then they will flex a bit easy. Hopefully with time that's gonna flush down. Of course here's gonna be hinges, so this will go flush straight away. But here it will be kicked out the corners. So maybe we can keep something heavy, and the moisture of the basement makes the boards a bit more moist. And then when they dry in hotter summers, maybe it's gonna contract back to being its shape. We'll see. Maybe the actuator is also gonna pull it down and make this flush. If we use two long actuators, one on one side, then it would pull down this both sides like kind of like a hydraulic door. But that's a waste of actuators because this is not that heavy, and our actuator is already 300 kilos. So this is a bit of a, you know, already a light job for it. So in the next video we will be doing the actuator and the hinges, the wrong hinges. We got actually, that's just door hinges. We actually need furniture hinges that let you open kind of like they double open a bit. So otherwise you have to put the hinges on the top, which is definitely not gonna look nice. So I want to put the hinges from the bottom hidden, and then you need like hinges like you have in the cabinets, because they let you open up like this so to become flush. And then we have the button, which we are waiting. Hopefully it arrives these days, so we can actually put the button and open and close it with a button and with a wireless button, one downstairs, one upstairs, and you just press the button and it just opens up, and press the button and it closes. That's gonna be the coolest part, I think. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we're gonna see you next time. Bye bye.